Hi, it's Neil Frankel, Certified Financial Planner and owner of WealthPilgrim.com. Today we'll spend a few minutes looking at Ally Bank. This is an online bank that's been all over the internet. They advertise like crazy. A lot of people are interested. The question is, are they a good fit for you? Well, for some people they are, but for other people it's a terrible mistake, and we'll talk about that in just a sec. So just FYI, again, Wealth Pilgrim is my site. You can connect with me there or on Twitter or Facebook. So let's dive in. Is Ally Bank really the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow? As I said, for some yes, for others absolutely not. A little bit of the history. In 2000, Ally Bank used to be a bank called GMAC. This was a financing arm of General Motors. And what they used to do is take deposits from people and invest it in car financing. So it helped GM, and it helped people who were buying cars, and it helped people who were making deposits. Now, in 2008, 2009, GM wasn't doing so well, as you know. And the financing arm, GMAC, was really doing poorly. So GM got bailed out, and GMAC got bailed out with TARP money, billions and billions of dollars. It was $5 billion. And they emerged as a bank holding company, and they changed the name because no one, quite frankly, wanted to be associated with General Motors at the time. So they emerged as Ally Bank, and that's the history of the institution. Now the question is, with a history like that, are they safe? Well, it is an FDIC insured bank, and as a result, as long as you keep $250,000 or less, $250,000 or less in the bank, you're probably in good shape. There are ways to increase that insurance of FDIC coverage, but we'll leave that for another blog, another video cast. Okay, so lots of people have a lot of interest in Ally Bank, including this animal, which I'm not sure what it is, but he's very interested in the bank, just like you might be. Well, why is that? Because they pay very high interest rates. They pay a high interest rate on CDs, savings banks, and IRAs. But they also pay very high interest rates on checking accounts, which is wonderful. They pay high interest rates, relatively speaking. Let's face it, nobody's paying high interest today on anything. But they do pay good rates on checking accounts, and they don't have a minimum balance, and there's no account maintenance fees. So that's a pretty good deal. That's a very good deal for someone who has especially low balance and who doesn't like to pay fees and wants to get a little interest on their checking. And they also have good rates on their CDs, savings, and IRA. So those are attractive benefits. Now, within the realm of the CDs, there's a lot of different penalties. They have this no penalty CD. Not a big deal if you ask me, only because the rate they pay is lower than the money market account that they pay. So why even mess around with a CD? Just get money market and you'll have instant liquidity as well. They have the high yield CDs and the high yield 5-year CDs, and those pay very good rates compared to everybody else. But again, no one's paying that much. So quite frankly, the whole trick about banking is, with rates this low, it's not going to make that much difference unless you have a big balance or a lot of time. So the online banks are good for convenience and low fees. The rates, even though they pay more, they're not going to add up unless you have a lot of money. They do have this neat little thing called the Raise Your Rate CD for 2-year or 4-year. Basically, if you open up a 2-year CD and rates go up, you can increase the rates one time and you don't have a penalty. If you have a 4-year CD, you can actually bump it up twice. So that's nice. It's a nice little benefit with the Raise Your Rate CD. It's better than a sharp stick in the eye. And it's something that very few other banks have. Customer service, you're going to be a happy camper. The reason I say that is because when I called, I pressed 0 one time. Within 8 seconds, I was speaking to a good customer service rep who knew what she was talking about. They're open 365 days a year. You can talk to them 24/7. So it's fantastic. They have ATMs all over the place. They've got 400,000 ATM machines. You probably won't need that many, but they have a lot of them all over the place. They're always free. You never have to worry about paying a fee. And if they do charge you an ATM machine that you use that's out of their network, that's in their network, but it's out of their control, and they do charge you, you'll get automatically reimbursed for that charge. So the customer service is quite good. Now, it may not be as evil as the evil empire, but there are some things that I really don't like. Number one, your CDs automatically renew unless you let them know about it within a 10-day grace period. They're going to automatically renew. A lot of banks do this, but I just don't like it. I think they should have to get permission from you before they renew. Some people like it because it's convenient and it saves time. The next thing is opening up a bank account online will possibly drive you insane, because what happens is online banks, and this is not specific to Ally Bank, but online banks have to do a lot of due diligence on you to make sure you are who you say you are. So you have to be very patient and take your time and realize that you're going to have to be patient. Okay. The next thing is specific to Ally Bank is that they don't have business accounts. Now, this is fine if you have your own accounts and you don't have a small business, but if you do have a small business, there are better alternatives, and I talk about that over on my site about some other banks that you should check out. But if you don't have a bank account, if you don't need a bank account for your business, it's no problem. Another negative is they use FICO scores unlike any other bank. Ally Bank uses FICO scores to determine whether or not they want to do business with you. So if you don't have very much credit history, or if you have bad credit history, this is not a bank that you should mess with, because they're just not going to do business with you. And I don't really know why that is. I think actually for those people who have good credit, it's a plus, because it keeps the people who are riskier away, and it allows them to pay high rates. But as far as I'm concerned, if you're trying to rebuild your credit, or you're trying to build credit at all, come to my site and read my review of EverBank. That might be a much better choice for you. Now, it's not all negative. There's also some very good positives and very attractive benefits of using Ally Bank. Number one, they have very good rates. Number two, and by the way, those rates are very competitive across the board. Number two, they don't charge you an account maintenance fees, and they pay interest on checking accounts, which I love. Customer service is good. They're available 24/7, 365 days a year. You can use bill pay for free, which is really great. There's no charge for bill pay. And they also, which is a nice little benefit, they have email suggestions. They'll send you some ideas if they think that you can do better with another one of their accounts. Based on your activity, they'll make some suggestions. So bottom line, if you have less than $5,000 and you have a good credit history, I think Ally Bank could be a good choice, because they're free and they pay high interest, relatively speaking, and they're pretty convenient. They've got good service. If, on the other hand, you have bad credit or no credit, or you have more than $5,000, you're going to get the same and better service from, in my opinion, EverBank is going to be a better choice, only because they have a much wider variety of products and services available. So, I hope that this was helpful to you. Again, I'm Neil Frankel at wealthpilgrim.com. If you want to get information about these kinds of things and more, I talk about investing, estate planning, IRAs, taxation, career, lots of good information. You can get it all for free over at my site, wealthpilgrim.com. All you got to do is sign up right there. It's free and it's easy. And it's very important for me to know how you're doing. And if you have any questions, I want you to please shoot me an email. Again, you can contact me over here on Twitter, Facebook, or on my site. By the way, when you do sign up, you get a free e-course on investing. You also get a free ebook on how to make smarter investments. So please come on over to wealthpilgrim.com, sign up, and also, again, my whole goal with this blog is to make sure that you don't suffer needlessly with respect to your finances. So if there's a question, if there's a problem that you're struggling with and you can't figure it out, shoot me an email and I'd be delighted to be of service if I can. Thank you very much. I look forward to hearing from you.